They put 48 minutes of gameplay up. I watched like the first 10 minutes of it. It and I mean obviously it's all subject to change because it's beta stuff basically, but it looks fucking cool as shit. You don't even pick your class. It's kind of like whatever you do becomes better, and they have like the beginning stats as basically like D&D stats.
Okay.
But charisma, I think, is called cool. I think intelligence is called like tech.
I swear Captain Concha Berries is the best cereal ever.
No, never really big in the cereal. Probably because I have a crazy love of eggs and breakfast altogether.
Yeah, I don't like eggs that much.
I love them.
Could also be that my body doesn't handle the phosphorus very well in the yolk.
Baby's already started, I say.
It's constant with her. Not phosphorus, sulfur. Anyways, point is, body doesn't like eggs just as much as I do.
Love me some eggs. Not that I don't like um, cereal. It's just that I would prefer eggs.
Robin's like, I don't want you, and Baby's like, hop up. This is okay, right?
Yeah. Fudge is getting to the point where if I pet him and I stop petting him, he'll be like, "Wow," and he'll bitch until I start petting him again. And hey, Brent, and I'm just reinforcing that because I'll start petting him more. You know, a game I just started playing on Xbox, which is really effing good, is Titanfall 2.
I wasn't impressed with the first one.
Never played the first one. I just think the second one's a whole lot of fun. And to answer your question earlier, Bren, we had RP'd a little bit more, like you were on your way back, but I'm just gonna make it where you're just now leaving the house.
Okay.
Yeah, so the guy who shot up downtown yesterday, they released his name, and Balkan texted me. He has the same name as one of his friend's dads. It's pretty creepy. Apparently, Homeboy did not handle losing well.
Yeah, what the fuck? Those big venues don't search for weapons.
It's not even a big it's not that place isn't a big venue. It's kind of like a fancier Dave and Buster's, but it's just like an arcade for adults. But apparently, the people have been asking for better security
Oh yeah.
for years.
Yeah, add alcohol to anything, you should be going through something. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've got that many people in the same place, I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs. That's what we'll be doing everywhere. Like not that long from now.
I just made a map that you guys probably won't use. So it did not have my maximum effort.
And then we go straight to it.
Who cares if you do?
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I've had really shitty maps for you guys in my other game, or just total theater of the mind. It.
Yeah, it didn't take me long. It doesn't even look right, but it'll work well enough for if the situation occurs.
So I'm gonna. It can only be a battle map, so I'm gonna try to attack everything.
I mean, that's something you can do.
Nah.
I'll allow it.
I mean, I think a strategy for this game is to just kill like literally everything.
Seems to be the only way to get. Well, I guess it's not true. It seemed and to be the only way to get like good weapons and things that you needed. It's a little bit Mad Max for a while there. That has changed. I don't get Fortnite. I tried playing it a little bit.
I've played
Everybody
it.
loves it.
It's all right. I think PUBG is the better game overall, but the issue with PUBG is the game itself. Like the actual mechanics to it are garbage. There's so many just random ass glitches that they haven't fixed.
Yeah. They're going to be overtaken totally. They pretty much are.
I don't like the building prospect of Fortnite.
Yeah, that aspect of it. I mean, it's such a huge part of it. It's just I could see it's something different. It's kind of neat in a way.
I've never won solo. I've won teams before, and I've come second place in solo, but I'm just not a good builder.
Yeah, I mean, I see people running around with a life preserver on their back, and they're slashing with a rainbow sigh.
Yeah.
And just like, what is going on?
I like the new season. I want to get to. There's a skin where it's like a dude that has like a big red beard and he's got like all camo. Like I want that skin because he looks cool. But like my little glider is like a little pirate flag one.
Yeah, I guess the customization is what people like, and then
Yeah, people spend stupid amount of money on that game.
yeah, that's why it's popular too, because it's making a lot of money. That's why there's Fortnite shirts everywhere and everything
Oh
else.
yeah. People spend, they'll buy the in-game currency. Like for they'll drop $100. I knew a kid that was dropping $100 a week on the things. He wanted everything. I'm like, dude, that's like
Fuck that.
$2,000.
I don't think I've ever paid. I paid for downloadable content, the extra maps or whatever else, but um, I don't know that I've ever paid for anything. Like I play a lot of Call of Duty and stuff like that. I don't like I get to those, oh, I could have this skin or I could have this skin, and some of it's ridiculous. It's the only way you're gonna get it is buying it or extreme luck.
Are you playing on Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Oh man, because I've been Titanfall's kind of like Call of Duty, but with added mechs. And if you're subscribed, like you pay the $10 a month for the gold, you can get the game. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. It's just part of what you're getting for the $10 a month. And it is super fun. You start off like Call of Duty, maybe not as many guns, but once you get enough kills, and there's other like they're actual like modes I've been playing. They're like AI grunts. That it's like you have to get 650 points. Each grunt's worth like a point. Each actual other player is worth 5 points. I don't know how much it costs when you destroy a mech, but once you get kill enough, you call down your Titan and you get into it. And there's like one with a giant machine gun. I use a guy that uses like not a flamethrower, but he shoots like a giant ball of napalm.
You finally get your mech and then it gets destroyed in like a minute.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can. Do you ever play Mech Assault? Like I don't know if it was on PlayStation. But there's a Mech Assault 2 on the original Xbox that had my favorite thing ever.
I think I did. Yeah.
You could. There was like the big mech suits you could start off with. There was like a kind of like a not like an Iron Man suit, but kind of like a smaller version that you could use to jump, like attach yourself to the enemy mechs, and then like a mini game would come up, like pressing the buttons like you're playing God of War. And if you beat the person inside of it, they would get ejected out of the mech, and the thing would go mech jacked, and then you could take that mech over or just kill the pilot. And that was my favorite thing ever. I would just go around mech jacking people constantly. And this is the closest thing I've come to that because you can jump on another person's Titan and you can pull out like their battery, and you can either use it to fill like charge up one of your other ones. But once you take that battery, if you get back up there, you can chuck a grenade in it. Super fun. I wonder where Kev is. He's probably lost in time.
He's like, I've still got 2 hours left.
I don't think I did that right. Let me edit that.
Been mech jacked.
That was seriously, that's all I would do. Like you could have someone fly like a little plane, and you could attach to the bottom of it, and you go.
I don't mind the skins or more content that you can actually play, but the when you get better guns or better chances to win via that.
Pay to win? Yeah, no.
And if you think about it, if you go all the way back to arcades, the more fucking coins you put in there, the you just continued the game. You keep on dying. Yeah. It's the concept's been around for a long time, but I mean, then again, you can blow through $10 or something as opposed to hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
That Simpsons arcade game and Ninja Turtles in Time. Man,
they were good. They were good games.
like I think it was Discovery Zone or like Chuck E. Cheese or like the mall arcade, and there's just a line of kids at that goddamn Turtles in Time.
Yeah, they made up for the original one from the original Nintendo.
That game was, I never beat it. That damn thing was so stupid hard.
The where you swam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but me too. I did serious damage to my PlayStation out of anger with that fucking game alone. Mostly it was that game.
Yeah, the original Nintendo, like I beat that once or twice, and then you'd get the turtle van, and then I'd always get lost because I didn't know what to do after I got the turtle van. But getting through that dam was the hardest thing ever.
I don't know if I ever did. I don't never remember getting the turtle van. But that thing was so fucking hard. It reminded me of Flappy Birds. That's kind of what it plays like.
A little bit. With the super unresponsive fucking Nintendo controller. Anyways, we're all mostly here. Kev is making lunch. He's cooking lunch. He's probably already made it. But I'm assuming he can hear me. Okay, I had to stretch and get the cat off me. He's not as mouthy as baby. High noon. I mean, if we wanted, I could push it back like next week. We can start at 9. It don't bother me.
Yeah, I'm good either way. I get to about midnight. I get a bit wonky. Which that's
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, we could just we'll start at 9 until 11:30ish. All right, hold on 1 second. Whew, that was disgusting. That's why we muted it, because that was a loud burp. All right, you just recovered the bones of the Saint Andrew from the church, and you are all now. You're outside. You see the guy that you beat up, almost waterboarded, I think, but basically you kept hitting him, knocking him out, and waking him up, and knocking him out, and he took off. What I do want everyone to do, though, is when you're leaving the house, I want people to roll a perception check.
Oh, I open up my thing. Hold on.
That's fine. Take your time. All right. Well, Lex would see it then. Yeah, Lex would see it. She would see when you're leaving the house here that actually over here is a town square, and set up there are there's a gallows which apparently people have used, but you also notice by the gallows are a group of pillories, and you see that there's people in the pillories, but they appear to be wearing some sort of like helmet or mask or something. You can't tell what it is at a distance, but there's like 2 kids there, and they're throwing rocks at people at the pillories.
So yeah, Lex would point it out to the others. I don't quite remember what we got up to last time.
Last thing you did was you rescued the bones of the saint from the guy. You decided not to dick with whatever vampires were in his attic, and you were leaving. And this is just outside. You can see it's over through. You can kind of see it through like between the houses. There's like between one of the alleys. You can get a good view of it, and it just seems to be the town square. And there's people wearing something and getting rocks chucked at them.
Pillars are like the stocks, right?
Yeah.
Well, I suggest now that we have artifact in hand, we not tarry and return to the church. We can always go through a sand later.
Actually, I'll meet you guys there. And then I go jogging off towards the pillories. Based on how people act like towards the words, I'm like half asleep. Well, my people are. Oh.
The Vistani?
Yes, those people, based on how they act towards them, this could be some of the Vistani. So I want to double check.
Does it say crimes? I mean, my perception.
I mean, if you
Sucks,
guys
but-
wanted to walk over there and talk to people and find out what's going on, that's absolutely something you can do. But from where you are, you can't. All you can tell is there's people locked in these stocks and they have something over their heads. And there's like two boys with rocks chucking them at them.
Yeah, I'd like to go check it out and just kind of walk up, tell the rest of the group that we can meet, up at the church. I believe was our next stop. He's just curious about how they deal out justice in this town.
All right. So who's all? Is everyone going there then? Just so I know. What I'm asking is, are you guys splitting the party? No, just curious.
No, I'm going with Memnon.
All right. I'm just going to assume Lex is going with him as well. If she's not, we can retcon that.
No, I've already said.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Who's going where? So Memnon and this not Thistle fucking.
It seems like everybody but you decided to
Yeah.
detour.
Basically, everyone's going to the town square, but where you were. What you, I think, said we're going to go turn the bones in.
Piqued Enos's interest.
Okay, fine. If everyone's going there, then I'll tag along as well. Looking a little bit apprehensive about this.
All right, so you go there, and they don't have any actual like notes up for what they've done. But it's a town square. There's enough people standing around, like kind of watching, and but they're really just kind of like they're very nonplussed about the fact that these people are getting rocks chucked at them. Now that you're closer, you can see that they have like they're wearing what looks like donkey like helmets, but they're like made of not paper mache, but something akin to that, and they're just in the stocks, and they have donkey heads on for some reason.
Well, that's curious.
We'll walk up to one of the kids and be like, so...
Yeah, actually,
what's
there's
this?
standing guard there. There are actually a couple town guards, and they're kind of not too worried like about the kid throwing rocks, but they're kind of just making sure no one's trying to get away.
So, who are these guys? What do they do?
And one of the guards looks at you and is like, "Oh, these donkey heads here." And then like when he says that, like, one of the kids throws a rock and it hits the guy on the donkey head, and you can hear the guy go, "Ow!" And the guard kind of laughs. They go, "These ones that are here are guilty of malicious unhappiness." The Burgermeister has sentenced them to 5 days each. And you look down at the people in the stocks, and they appear like some of them have been here longer than others. They all are kind of soaked, like they've been out in they haven't been in shelter and all for a couple of days, and they probably haven't been fed.
Malicious unhappiness. What does that mean?
They are going around saying untrue things, spreading discontent amongst the town. and they know the Burgermeister's main rule is all will be well, and they were found guilty of trying to subvert that.
I was saying something ain't right. Like they didn't agree with how the town's being run or something.
They are going around saying that the Burgermeister's festivals do nothing, and that he is an idiot, and other untruths.
I guess that's the law of the land. Hell, if you were to lock up every person that was unhappy from where I come from, the whole town would be in these.
And he just kind of shrugs on. He's like, he doesn't really seem to give much of a shit about everything, just making sure these people aren't getting out. And the kids are laughing. They're having a blast. Plaster donkey heads, that's what they are. They're made of plaster.
They look like broken or anything.
Some of them are, like the one that they're throwing rocks at, some of the plaster's chipped away.
Are we talking like pinatas here, or are we talking like...
A little bit like pinatas, but not as nice and not as colorful. Just, It's not only are they punishing them, it's like they're trying to, embarrass them.
Well, I don't know. Seems like justice to me.
And the other guard, he's a little bit bigger, he grunts in agreement with you. He goes, it is their own fault, not fart, because that is not a crime. It is their own fault they are there.
Fighting is a crime.
Oh man, let's hope not.
It's the foulest crime. Get it?
Ooh.
Ground.
How many more days they got in there? Are they almost done?
He kind of points at the one at the end who actually you notice is a woman, and she's you can tell she's been out here for a while. He's like, she gets to go free at the end of the day. Everyone else has 3 more days.
Mind if I have a look and see who they are so I know who to avoid when they're out?
Give me a persuasion. He kind of eyeballs you, and he's like, well, and he's like, very well, you may. He goes, but you will stand back, and he kind of takes you over to one and pulls the plaster donkey head off, and you can just see that this is just a. He doesn't look like he's Vistani. Like they're all wearing regular Barovian type clothing, not colorful, all super drab.
Yeah, now it's mainly I just want to know who's sowing discontent, so if we ever need support.
Okay, yeah. Give me man. I guess just give me a straight. I want to say intelligence check to see how well you will remember their faces.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, I mean, there's one woman and a couple dudes, but
Sounds like a bad porno.
or a good porno if you're into that thing. But yeah, I mean, between they've been out here, they're tired, they're cold, they're probably starving. You might be able to recognize them, but I don't want to say all Barovians look alike. But I mean, they're human. You're a half elf. Well, technically you're a elf, but RP wise, you're a half elf.
They're all Asian.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're just blobs of flesh.
Hashtag all elves look alike.
Yeah.
And I'll thank the guard and then be like, well, guys, I don't see anything for us to do here.
I think we should tackle one task at a time.
And it's at this time that you see a approaching the guards is there is three people. Two of them are they appear to be different guards, but in the middle is a much bigger man. He's wearing regular like Barovian-esque clothing, but his make sure I have the right arm. One of his arms is just giant and deformed, and you can hear him because while everyone else is wearing like different types of armor, he has a thing of keys on the side of his hip that jangle when he walks, and he kind of comes up to. He doesn't really acknowledge you at all. He looks at the two guards there, and he's like, "Your shift is over," and they kind of acknowledge that. The two guards take their place, and they follow him out from where the basically they do a shift change, and they follow this big guy out. And I will see if I can find a picture of him.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this guy. This guy's Ismark, right?
No. But it's not hard to guess who he is, considering he has this giant arm.
Ismark. I was thinking of someone else.
That's Ezek. He's the one, from what you can remember from Blinksy, he's the one who had the doll made of Arena.
Yeah, easily. That was the one I was thinking.
And the one thing you remember Blinksy saying was, "Don't piss him off."
So what you're saying is we should piss him off.
I mean, I'm saying you guys do what you want.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey there, big guy. How long's your shift last?
He kind of looks at you and he's confused for a second because he didn't really pay attention to you when he first there. But he sees that you're not a human, you're a dwarf, and he kind of grunts. He goes, "I am never off shift."
How tall is he?
That's a good question. Let's see. I feel like I want to say he's pretty tall.
I should trim his fingernails.
I don't see anything, so we're gonna say he's like a good 6'5".
Yeah, you see my character just standing straight and just has her head completely back, just looking up at him.
Yeah, the arm that he has barbed spines coming out of it, and the fingers and the fingernails themselves are like he has long fingers, but he has like long pointed fingernails, and you think he could probably do a lot of damage with it, but in his non demon hand is where he's carrying the big battle axe. And he answers your question and he kind of looks to see if there's anything else you want to say. If not, he just kind of walks away.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, good work quelling that discontent, and then I'll just walk off.
Yeah, I'll head off.
Next gives you guys all weird looks.
When basically when the guards switch shifts, like they don't do a salute, but they nod and they kind of say to each other, "All will be well," and that's when they switch and they head out.
Next gives you guys some more weird looks.
What? We were told not to make him angry, and he looks scary.
I think it's more of a "what the fuck was that about" type look.
Yeah. Go back.
Yeah. This place here is just the best. You meet all the fun folks here in Barovia.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get to learn the people a little bit. We're gonna trade in more with these people, be around them, make sure we're not violating any of the rules.
You know what? Enos, give me an insight check. I mean, he seems all right. He seems to run a tight ship.
Yeah. He looks like he looks like he cares about justice and meets it out where it's necessary.
If you call that justice.
Well, you can't have you know, he said that they were, as other guards said that they were sowing discontent. That could lead to a breakdown of society, and then once society breaks down, people die, people get sick, people run out of food.
No, that'll just lead to an overthrow of the current government, which is why they're in the stockade.
I guess they weren't good at it.
So everyone's just okay with a bunch of people being in stocks or being unhappy, right?
Well, of course not, but there's not much we can do.
Well, there's being unhappy, and then there's breaking the law. If that's the law of the land, what are they supposed to do?
I'd just stop and stare at him. Say, you never even had to steal for food in your life, have you?
Oh, we grew our own food. We didn't have to steal anything because we made our own. We earned our living. We didn't, weren't parasites in society. We didn't feed off of others, expect a handout.
Oh, so now it's my fault that I couldn't even afford land to live on?
Hey, some of us gotta do what we gotta do in life, but you know what? I made my own way. I didn't get anything. I don't know what it's like. I've spent days hungry.
Days. And then he just stalks off.
Best friends.
So, you guys leave the stocks. The kid's still there throwing rocks. Enos with a bit of approval and possibly a future friend. And I mean, after this, if you can't get out of here, maybe he can get a job here as a guard. But so you guys head back to the church then.
I would with wherever the group is gonna go. And then
Sorry about that, man. I'm gassy today. I can't help it. I don't know what it is.
At least the mic is by your face. I think Enos is too dumb to really figure out the greater kind of gist of what's probably going on here. He's like, oh, they got rules, and I broke the rules, and that's it.
All right, see you guys. I tried to have the mic off for that, by the way. I'm just So you guys head back to the church with the bag of bones.
What did you eat?
Ah, man, what did I? I didn't eat nothing fancy.
Chili with a side of red beans.
You know what? I think for lunch I had rice and tofu, but I think too much sriracha on it. I don't know if that makes you gassy, but man, oh man.
It'll be tofu.
Yeah, probably. But anyway.
To the church.
You guys head back to the church, and it's still daytime because you guys left there around 2. It's about a half hour. It's probably around 3 or 4. And you come back, and you see the one kid, Miljove, or whatever his goofy name is. He's moved probably about the whole time you were gone and everything. He's probably moved about 5 feet because he's still scrubbing the floor with a toothbrush, basically. But that corner he has done, I mean, you know how pressure washing works, where like there's something that's been dirty for a billion years, and then someone just comes and pressure washes it and looks real nice.
Mm-hmm.
He's really got that small corner of the church clean. But when you guys come back, what's his name? Father Petrovich, he sees you guys and he's like, "You ordered back already."
Yeah, it wasn't too hard.
Who? Where? Oh no, I think he knew Did you know why he took the? Never mind. Doesn't matter. We must take them below. And he asks you to follow him underneath the church. The church. You remember the church in Barovia where you ran into that crazy spawn that was screaming? Apparently, all these churches have a little area underneath it, and the actual like the cover for the underneath it has been pried open. You can see it's still broken. But he asks you to follow him down, and then there's the crypt where you can see that it's been dug up, and he asks you to put the bones. Actually, to gently take the bones out of this bag, and he puts them in the ground, like kind of how a dead body would be, where a skull is. He does it very gently with a lot of reverence.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure. Never mind is the correct response to what we found, but okay.
And
Yeah.
I mean, he seems more worried about putting these bones back in the ground. I mean, if you want to interrupt him, then that's absolutely something you can do. Maybe I shouldn't have went on so far, but he's more worried about getting these bones back in the ground.
I will just say we found it in the possession of the casket maker. He apparently has a whole room full of vampires in his establishment.
And when you say that, he looks really confused, and then he seems to double his efforts. He goes, well, if there are vampires in town, this must be done as soon as possible. We must reconsecrate the grounds.
Probably not wrong.
What Enos asked what he can do to help him out, either from a prayer standpoint or digging or whatever.
Well, the hole was still there. He never put it back together or filled it back in, and you can see what he's trying to get. He's trying to place the bones back in as like he would just say, "Help me put the bones where they belong," and he's kind of working his way from the top down.
Yeah, I would help him and see what he's doing and kind of assist.
Actually, you know what? While these guys are doing that, Memnon's going to say, "I'll be back again," and he's going to go jogging off back to those the stockades, and he's going to tell that big guard guy that I heard that the coffin maker has a bunch of people planning a revolt sleeping up on his second floor.
Give me a persuasion.
Persuasion.
Be like, I've heard he's got a bunch of unhappy people in his.
Yeah. And he looks at you, and you can see he doesn't like you. Just off the jump, you don't know if it's because he recognizes that you're half Vistani and they have not the best reputation in town. But give me an insight as well, actually, before I tell you what you. He seems bored, and you've given him something he can do. So he says, "Oh, really? Are they? Maybe we will have to build more stocks." And he kind of blows a little whistle, and about 12 guards come out of every direction to him. And he goes, and he kind of looks at you and goes, "If you are lying, we will find you." And he kind of stomps off to the towards the direction of the coffin maker.
Is there any guards left?
There's some. One of them's kind of looking at you, but there's still guards you can see like along the fences.
I was just going to give him some food and water, but it's not worth the risk. So I will go back to the church.
Okay. And so you guys are finishing up putting the bones back, and then when he does, he asks you to bury it. He has to go upstairs to get a couple things. And man, I'm saying a lot tonight. Sorry about that. When he comes back, he has like oils and he lights certain candles and he starts kind of doing a prayer to Lathander. And as he gets about halfway through this prayer, when you hear, basically, when you, Memnon, you would recognize it because you heard the whistle, the main whistle before. But now there's a lot of whistles, and you can't see what's going on, but you can hear there's just a lot of ruckus coming from somewhere up around.
The church or back towards the
From the town, like from the town itself. Like you can hear it in the church, but like it's like kind of like a chain whistle where like everyone who can hear it is blowing a whistle, and there seems to be like a clattering of feet.
I'll start laughing.
And
what did you do?
I sent the guards after the vampires, telling them that there was people staging a revolt there.
Next face palms.
Oh, I wonder how many they sent.
Probably everybody.
Next face palms with the other hand.
And the priest kind of looks confused, but he kind of shrugs it off and goes back to finishing his prayer.
Like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck God.
He's got more important shit to worry about than whatever's going on. That's for the guards. He's got to get this done. Because apparently, whatever's there is bad, and this needs to be consecrated or it get worse. And it takes him about like 20 to 30 minutes for this. You don't know if it's a prayer, if it's a chant, or if it's a spell, or a combination of the three. But when he finishes it, you can kind of you definitely feel it, Enos, but like a warm wave of like some sort of radiation or just radiates out from him, and a small, it's not like fallout radiation, but it's what I meant. Radiant, not radiation. You're not going to turn the super mutants. Well, maybe Enos, but it kind of comes out from him and from the grave itself, and then you can just kind of feel that this place now feels safer just being here. And then the father kind of lets out a sigh of relief, and he kind of says, "It's done. Yeah, you're gonna need to get that rat axe or that rat away." But he kind of gets out. He kind of finishes it, and he sees you guys out of the crypt, and you can see. Give me a perception check, actually, all of you.
All right. Rolling good.
Lex, see it definitely. Kira, you see that like there's a tail end of like 4 or 5 guards coming from your direction, and they're all running to the east. And there's still like just a loud blow of whistles.
Memnon's just waving at him as they go.
They're not even paying attention. They're just running towards this whistle.
Memnon, are you sure you did the correct thing?
What? It's their job. They knew the risks.
Well, they knew something was up anyway. I don't know if they knew all the risk.
That guy looked like he could handle himself.
Maybe they need help. I mean, we're done here. We just need our reward. That's it.
Yeah, what was our reward anyways? Did we even discuss that, or did you guys just rush off to help this guy?
I will be right back. Need a second. But yeah, there was never any reward offered. He just asked for help. And I think Enos, being the paladin that he is. But I will be right back.
All right.
I mean, sometimes the reward isn't completely tangible. It's not coins or...
Well, then you're doing this wrong.
No. Just think of it this way. Now that it is sanctified, vampires cannot come in here. Means we have safe refuge from vampires.
until they force somebody else to steal it. That door's still broken.
I mean, but we're here now, so
So we're just gonna stay here and guard bones.
no. I mean, no one's going to steal it while we're here. But like, they can. Never mind.
Out of character, I probably shouldn't have sent those guards, but Memnon definitely would have done that. He does not want to mess with the vampires. If nothing else, it'll get the local lord here killed and replaced.
I don't know if Enos would put the two together, but what do we
And I'm
do?
back.
What do we do with the whatever the carpenter guy? He's kind of like hanging out there in front of the house.
Oh, he ran away.
Yeah, the Vander, whatever, he took off. You guys left him.
He
was
took off.
basically-
So
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say like as soon as he gets there and he's like in front of the house, we're like, oh, there was this other group and they came in.
But yeah. So you guys are leaving the church. This is when Memnon asks, so what did we get for that? And everyone just kind of shrugs their shoulders.
We get safe haven and refuge.
Father, I hate to ask this, and we didn't ask this up front, but I mean, we have a long journey and many things that we need to accomplish. I don't know if there's anything that you might be able to help us with, give us that would help us accomplish that.
Give me a persuasion. Let's see how this goes. Holy crap.
My highest roll the night before that was a 10. So.
Yeah. Give me a second. Actually, I think I know what he's going to give you. But I need to find something, so give me a second.
He's gonna
You got
give
it.
us the middle finger.
I mean, I enjoy helping people out, but I don't know if we're gonna survive without help from others as well.
Is this one of those help me help you situations?
Or I'll burn this motherfucker down. Give me all your. No, that wouldn't be him.
Man, I know what he wants to give you, but I don't remember what book it's in. You know, it might just actually be in the Strahd book.
He gives us a sword of vampire slaying.
He hands you Strahd's head.
Okay, fantastic. He goes, well, he's like, very well. We never discussed anything, but you have done the town in itself a great service. And, well, I, I know that you may run into many unpleasant things during your stay here, but he says, give me a second. I've been putting something together. And he kind of goes to his office and he comes out with like a wooden chest that's probably about like 2.5 feet long and probably about 2 feet wide. And on it, the top has like a sun emblem of Lathander. And he goes, "This here will probably help you in your travels." It was and he kind of like someone came through and gave me an idea, and I've been putting this together. And you open it up, and in it has a crowbar, a hammer, 3 wooden stakes, a holy symbol, a flask of holy water, a set of manacles, a sealed mirror, a flask of oil, a tinderbox, and 3 torches. It's basically a monster hunting kit. And he goes, and this will probably help. And he also in there is 2 vials of like regular potions of healing.
Oh, nice.
Pretty sweet.
Guys, I apologize. I am having digestive issues. If you can't tell, I will be right back again.
I forgive you. I also appreciate you not bringing this into the bathroom.
Yes, that's probably for the better.
So did you guys get all of that?
I didn't, so I'm gonna. Is there so in a book somewhere, from what I thought of heard in the context of that, there is a monster hunter kit. So first thing I gotta do is look up that on 5e and see what they got.
Oh, there actually is. D&D Beyond. So it says chest, crowbar, hammer, 3 wooden stakes, holy symbol,
There we
flask
go.
of holy water, set of manacles, steel mirror, flask of oil, tinderbox, 3 torches.
That's good shit. If anybody else wants to hold this stuff or whatever, they definitely can. I think I've got a bag of holding now, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So I can put it in that as well, whatever you guys prefer.
Yeah, I don't particularly see anything that I want to carry.
It's like 50 pounds in and of itself with all this stuff.
I think this guy's retired Van Helsing.
He wishes he were.
I'm so sorry about that, guys. I guess maybe the tofu was bad. It's a bad day. Anyhow, yeah. So it gives you a Monster Hunter's pack with all that stuff there, and 2 regular healing potions. And he thanks you for helping the church and the people, because now the whole church is safe.
Oh, could we get like a handwritten note from you saying that we actually helped you? Because we have a deal with one of the armorers that we were going to help you, and he would give us a discount.
He looks a little bit confused, but he's like, sure, and he goes back to his office. I don't really think they had letterhead back in the day, but he kind of writes up a note, like a note saying that you assisted the church in Valaki.
Thank you.
That is a
And
good
you
idea,
do.
man.
He's confused. I mean, it makes perfect sense why you'd have it.
I don't know why I never thought about asking potential quest givers to give us notes of what's it called? Introduction? No, is that the word?
Oh, kind of like a reference letter or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the one guy did seem he was giving you guys discounts because you were helping the church.
But yeah, that totally makes sense. You do someone a job and then you ask them for a reference.
Just lug around a binder with you. Well,
Yeah.
should we go to the tavern and find that merchant?
Probably a sound idea.
Because I don't want to go back over that way, and I jerk my thumb towards the coffin maker's residence.
I feel like we are responsible. We should at least go take a look at how they're handling the situation.
No, I'm not responsible. This is their job.
Well, I hate from all to down if those vampires start attacking the town, either in self-defense or out of anger. We should
Well,
we
they've
should
got
be
a
able to
safe
help them
haven.
out.
We just restored their safe haven.
Enos is looking around to see if everybody in town if he thinks that it could fit in this church.
Everyone in town, probably not. But you do notice as it's getting later in the day, more and more people are kind of filing in.
Oh, like for a religious ceremony? Do I know where they're
You're not
coming in,
sure
or are they?
why they're here, but you can tell that the father doesn't seem confused to see him.
And we've been in this town after it was dark because it was almost dark or just got dark
Yeah, you
the
guys.
first
I
time we
think.
came here. So
Yeah, I believe you guys slept at the Blue Water Inn.
yeah, so it's not like everybody goes to the church every night.
Yeah, I mean, but you've stayed here overnight and it went by without any issues.
I don't know about you, but when I want to have a good time, I go to the church at night.
Yeah.
There's a horrible joke in there somewhere that I'm not going to mess with.
Whatever do you mean?
We all know what I mean. Anywho, so what are you guys going to do then? You going to go to the Blue Water Inn? You going to go check out what's going on at the coffee makers? Or are you going to do some third thing?
We haven't slept yet, right?
No, it's not even. It's probably around 4 o'clock in the evening, 4 or 5. So it's not like it's bedtime just yet.
Yeah, I'm a little. Well, I'm only short of a few hit points, but just in case we get into some kind of battle. He's not anticipating it anyway. That's a little bit meta, but I definitely want to go to there because that is where the armor
I don't think
guy
that's
was.
meta. Your character would know of their own physical condition.
Yeah, I could have described it a bit better, but it was quicker to just tell you. Like,
I mean, do you guys want to go to the inn and find your what was his name? Let me pull up my notes. Dargos.
yeah, that was the guy that's selling me the armor.
Yeah, he found the armor that was he was going to clean the blood off for you, but he decided no, keep the blood on the scale meal, I believe.
Enos would tell the rest of the group that he is interested in at least going past the house where the vampires were to see how that's working out.
If you go past, you're gonna stop and help, and then you're gonna die, and then we're not gonna have a tank.
You guys are like, where are you guys having this conversation at?
Good question.
I think just out in front of the church.
Give me a perception. Give me perception checks.
I mean, that seems logical.
Yeah, it's super hard to miss. Yeah, even with the 8, you'll see it. You've noticed that the whistles have stopped, but coming in from the direction of the thing, there's a big plume of smoke in the air.
See, they're doing fine. They're smoking them out.
They're like, holy shit, they are vampires.
Yeah, we were thinking of burning that down at one point, I believe.
They're like, holy shit, I thought that guy was joking.
No, I didn't tell them it was vampires. I said they were planning a revolt or staging a revolt there, which technically they were.
Not, it's parsing words a little bit, but yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Well, I mean, if you were a guard, what would you think if some rando came up and was like, "Hey, there's a bunch of vampires over there"?
I would throw you in the stocks.
Exactly.
I mean, I'd throw you in the stocks anyway. But
I guess you might be right, but then again, man, they hopefully they're well suited for dealing with vampires. I guess they would be. They seem to be all over the place here.
I don't think they would be at all, but hey, I'm not the one who sent them to their deaths.
So it's on fire. Enos would. It's not totally on the way, or is it on the? I can't remember. Is it on the way, Rum, to the blue?
No, you guys are currently here. The guy's house is here, and the Blue Water Inn is here. However, his workshop, his little stall where he works, is right here, and it's pretty close to that house.
I would suggest that we go to the Blue Water Inn and just keep an eye on how bad that smoke's getting. Okay. Along the way, we'll probably hear about other guards. If they're being pulled away, we'll hear rumors in town of what's going on. We can maybe find out then. We can still help if we feel we need to.
Max gives you all dubious looks, but shrugs.
So, what are you guys doing?
I think we're off to the Blue Water Inn, and I'm gonna go try to find my the armor
All right. You walk to the Blue Water Inn, and there's a lot of people kind of just standing out in the streets, kind of talking to themselves, looking over and pointing at the smoke. Well, they're kind of like just what's like rhubarb, rutabaga, just kind of talking to themselves. You guys walk by. No one really seems to notice. You go to the inn. Enos, give me a D100 roll, and you want to roll low.
Okay. And when they're talking about and people are rumbling about what's going on, Enos would in the meantime just say, "What's going on? What's going on over there?"
They're like, I don't know. The guards, they came through in a hurry, and the alarm was sounded, and now there's smoke coming. We don't know what has happened.
Oh, is that does this happen a lot? Town catch on fire like that?
No, this is. I can't tell you the last time there was a fire here, and like there's two old women. They're talking to each other, and they're talking to you. And when they're talking, an old man comes up to one of the women, and he's like, I don't know. Damn it, I didn't think of a name for her. She'll be like, I need an old lady name. He's like,
Clarence.
An old
no.
lady, not an old man name.
No, the old lady's name is
Could be an old
Clarence.
lady.
We're going with Clarence. He's like, Clarence, we must go to the church. It is not safe. And she's like, okay, Betty. And she's talking to her husband named Betty. And they kind of grab
It's
the
Betty
other
Boy.
lady and they go off in the direction of the church.
This town is the weirdest fucking town.
And you guys make it to the Blue Water Inn, and you're on the 73. Yeah, you get there and you find Dargo. He is fucked up.
Oh, so he's essentially poisoned?
No, he's not poisoned. He's drunk as shit.
But he's essentially poisoned from
I mean,
alcohol, right?
yeah, I guess technically, yeah, he is. He's
So
like,
I'm going to
"Oh."
use my lay on hands to cure him of his
Okay. Give me. I don't know how you would take this. All right, so you go and do it's the 5 points, right? You said.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. I'll double check, but I have plenty of.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's 5 points. He's like, and when you first come in, he's like, oh, it is my friend. He needs the armor, but he needs it smaller because he is so stout. And he's just kind of, come, my friend. Look, I told you I would buy you a drink with your own money. And you kind of come up and you just kind of put your hand like, how do you put your hand?
I would make sure he knows I'm there. He knows I'm here.
Oh yeah, he sees you and he's being super drunk friendly.
And hey, buddy, the good thing, you get to start this night all over again, and you get to make my armor. And he would shake his hand. He would reach his hand out, and when if he shakes my hand, he kind of does one of those handshakes where I cup my hand over his,
Okay.
and then I say a couple words, and I do I cure him of the his poison.
Okay. Yeah, when you do that, he went from super happy drunk to buzzkilled, literally.
Yep.
Super buzzkilled, and he's like, that was very rude.
Well, here's the thing. I'm ordering 3 more for each of us, and we're gonna head over to your shop and start with that armor.
Give me a persuasion. Oh yeah.
Wait, we're all getting scaled?
Well, I think you said you were thinking about it but decided not to. However, I mean, he seems amenable to this. He seems very upset until you mentioned that you're bringing alcohol with you, and then he's like, okay, whatever, and he's.
Well, sorry to do that to you without your permission, but I have things I need to accomplish. But this way, you get to get drunk all over again, You get to choose whether you don't have to throw up the first time. You just get drunk again after the armor's done. You throw up the second time.
He's like, you drive a hard bargain, my friend. But yes, we will do this. And he kills what's left in his cup, and he's like, but we will go. Apparently, and then he gets out, and he sees like the fire, and he's completely aware something's going on. He's like, what is going on there? And he starts kind of like, unless you're following him, or he's going to sit there and follow you.
I heard that there was a plot to overthrow the government being staged there.
Well, hopefully this has not affected my stall or my cart. And he kind of goes there. I think. Yeah. How much? I think yours was $350. Yours was $250, Brian. I think he was going to charge Lex $350 because I think you traded in your previous armor. Or you're about to. Correct, Brian?
Yes, I traded the previous armor, and I just subtracted it. I got it all set up on my sheet.
Okay. Yeah, and I think he was going to charge Lex $350. He was giving you the 50 gold discount because you helped the priest. I don't know if you had an extra armor you wanted to trade in as well, Lex.
I have a chainmail.
I don't know what the value that is off the top of my head, but
It's not much, if I recall correctly.
Chainmail I thought was, I know the split mail was like 250 or something. Let me get a double check. I thought chainmail was like
I thought it was like
75.
300.
yeah, let me look.
Yeah, doesn't list the price.
So the scale mail is 50. Chainmail is 75 gold pieces.
Scale mail is 50.
Yeah, scale mail is 50, and it's medium armor.
Oh no, I'm not talking about scale mail. Split mail.
Yeah, that's 200.
Yeah, and he's basically charging $400 for the splint.
Yeah, that's just by the PhD.
Yeah. But what you have a chain mail right now, Kev?
Yes. 75.
Yeah, so he would give you half of that, which we'll say we'll round that up to what?
Well, would it be 75? Because if it usually doubles, wouldn't it just be the normal price then?
You would think so. But apparently they don't use that math when it comes to buying things.
Got ya. We got the discount from the priest.
Yeah, he's giving you 50 gold off.
That's with it.
Yeah, but I am not a mather. I can't even say the correct term.
And of course, I would show him the letter that I got.
Yeah, and he would be very well. He's happy with it. So you know what, Kev? He'll give you 40 gold for your current armor, so that would make it 310 for you.
Okay. I still can't afford that.
Oh. So yeah, he
How much do
has
you need?
a thing of scale mail that.
I need about 20 gold.
20 gold? I got 20 gold. I'll give you.
Oh yeah, cool.
He
I
has
can't afford that.
So he's like, fantastic, more gold for more booze, and he's walking back, and you guys kind of, when you get about here on the road, there's like a guard, like they kind of set up a blockade, and they're like, you may not pass. There is an incident currently. You need to stay here for your own safety. And you kind of see off to the corner in a bit of a field, there's about 10 to 12 guards just laying on the ground. Some of them moving,
Ooh.
some of them not, all of them injured. And you also see handcuffed and kind of tied to like a steel fence is Vanderdouche, whatever his name was.
Vanderbush, I think was his name.
I
I thought-
immediately hide my face and turn around.
I thought he ran. I thought he ran away. I guess they got him.
Oh,
Apparently,
his name is Vanderbush.
yeah, something like that. Apparently, he was watching, and when you guys left, he went back to his house.
Well, then I kind of think he had it coming.
So I'm not too good with these things, but
Vanderdouche.
isn't I mean, he's seen all of us. So I mean, we get in any kind of trouble here, we break any rules. I mean, we did kick in his door, so there's
What's he
that.
going to say?
So he is. You know how he was basically catatonic before when you guys had him to the chair before you knocked him out? He's back in that. He's freaking out. He has no idea what's going on currently.
Yeah, exactly. What is he going to say?
Man, looks like I guess it's healed itself. I guess because it worked itself out on its own. That's
And-
horror's way.
And yeah, you see Dargos is like, well, I guess we have to go back to the bar. And he kind of shrugs his shoulders comically. Oh, well. And he starts to turn around to go back to the inn.
No, they wouldn't let him go. To the,
Yeah, basically they have a
damn it.
blockade there currently.
So, and there's people manning the blockade to keep people
Yeah.
from.
There's two
getting
guards,
in.
and you hear, you definitely hear some noises coming. Actually, no, you probably wouldn't hear it from this far, but you definitely can see, like in the sky, it's getting dark, but there's like a bright light emanating a little bit farther east.
A bright light emanating further east past the
You
fire.
guys are here, and the fire seems to be coming exactly from this area.
I think we got two choices. We could either try to help out, or we go and rest up.
Well, if you
The
go try
guards
to
like
help
you
out,
need to leave for your own safety.
yeah, they're not going to let us pass.
And I'm just looking at the. I don't really think I can see much of the battle or any vampires or anything, can I?
No, from where you are, it's too far away.
Those guards gonna be all right? Seems like they're in a hell of a fight.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want, he's like some of them. Well, he kind of looks downcast. Some of them have no problems to worry about anymore. The other ones will be tended to as soon as we can. And you actually see over there is it's not the father, but it's he wouldn't have made it over yet. But there seems to be one of the guards who's kind of like doing some sort of triage.
I might be able to help out a little bit just to make sure they don't go to the next world.
And he's like, if you can help them, please do. But we cannot let you pass here currently. And you can kind of get to where they are. It's like off to the left of you, where you basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna do lay on hands with my remaining. I'll leave like at least 1 point, but like lay on hands to each of the guards that seems like he's on death's door. To stabilize him.
Give me a medicine check. Anyone can give me a medicine check. Like I think if you want to give me a medicine check as well, Kira, you can. Because you're Healy type.
Nice.
All right, Kira, you know right away, 7 to 12 of these guys are dead. Some of them, all of them have very bad lacerations. The 7 that are dead have they have deep lacerations around their neck. And the other ones, they've there's 12 of them, 7 are dead. 4 of them look like they've just taken combat wounds and they'll probably recover. But there's one that's kind of catatonic who looks like he has 2 deep gashes on the side of his neck.
Uh-oh.
Man, I don't know. With that medicine check, I'm not going to be able to figure
Yeah,
it out.
you think that they're all gonna die. That it's pointless to waste anything because they're all. Once you get closer, you think, "Oh man, they're all dead. This is a waste of time."
It's prolonging their suffering.
Yeah, you would think, yeah. Oh man, this is you. You think euthanasia might probably be the best route to go for these guys?
Is there a cord I can pull? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You think there's no point for these guys to suffer? You should just let like do the dagger to the heart to end it quickly. But Kiri's over there with like 4 of them wasting her heals on him.
Not that that would be a lot, but still.
I mean, anything you can give them is probably better than nothing.
Well, then here's 10 good berries, and here's another 10 good berries, and
One of them's like, I cannot eat anymore. I am too stuffed, which is surprising because he was complaining about his arm that looks like it's halfway on. But when he eats them, you can see like the arm's kind of knitting itself up. Like there's a giant gash in it that looks like he's been clawed by some beast, and you can see it slowly knitting up when he eats the berries. But he can only eat so many because he gets too full. I don't know if that's an actual thing with good berries, but like if you eat one and you're good for a day, and like say if you keep eating them, don't you think eventually you'd get like over full?
it provides day's nutrients. So technically, you only have to eat one for the day, but you can eat like
It's
30
kind of
million of them.
okay. It's kind of like eating like 12 like Flintstones gummies.
Yeah,
I always
you're
say that like it's almost as if you get it's like eating too many vitamins. You get like
Yeah.
vitamin poisoning.
You
yeah,
get the wrong-
your water soluble vitamins would you just piss out, but your fat soluble vitamins you can OD after they get like 10 of them. They also blow up like Willy Wonka's and Chocolate Factory's version
Yeah.
of salt.
But yeah, no. After one eats about 5 or 6 of them, he can kind of
no,
sit up and he thanks you.
I would share them with the rest of them and then waste the regular heals. But this way, everybody gets 1 hit point.
Yeah. So they're basically you're stabilizing them. They're RP wise, they're not going to die, but they're just exhausted from the combat. But one of them sits up and he seems to be. He eats a few of them, and he's the one with the arm injury, and he kind of thanks you for healing him. And he looks like he's got that 1,000-yard stare going on. Like he just got out of the shit.
Yes, that namaste.
Yeah.
So how are we planning on doing this? Are we just absconding back to?
I don't know that there's much of a
Give me
other direction.
Everyone, give me a perception check, just for shits and giggles, just for the DM. Make me happy.
Or do we want to try and talk our way past this guard? And
I just can't notice anything tonight.
Lex would see it, and so would Kiri. You can see that during your like medical treatment when you're playing the doctor, you see Dargos has started to walk back towards the end. He seems he's completely okay with the guards go away. Oh no, I have to go get drunk.
Yeah, we could either
again.
go somewhere else. We could try to talk our way in to see if we can help out, or we can go back to the inn.
Dargos
Seems
has made
like-
up his mind, but you guys tell me what you're doing.
are we sure we should trust such a drunkard to work on our our armor? Would we not end up with compromised armor?
Well, we'd have to see the quality of it. I'll be taking my worst case scenario. I'll be taking my money and my chainmail back.
True. If he's got such poor armor, how's he going to stop us?
That's right. It's it's not allowed to do that. Not allowed to say you can do something and not follow through on it. That's like stealing. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool, fool, fool me once. Once I get fooled, I can't be fooled again. That's what I'm saying.
Fool me once,
Oh,
shame
man.
on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. There's a conspiracy going on, guys.
No, it would. I think he was doing the George W. quote. You can't be fooled again.
I miss George W. Bush.
I think a
That's
lot
the
of people
second
do.
worst president. Anyway,
At least when he was on TV, it was a joke, not just
Yeah.
depressing.
At least he was entertaining. I'll give him that.
I've seen some of his paintings; they're pretty awful. But I mean, he likes it. Whatever. But yeah, so what are you guys doing? You going to try to talk past this guard?
well,
What's
have
just
they
the deal?
noticed like that we've been helping these people, and they, have they changed their way they're looking at us or anything? From what
The
I can
only one
tell.
who's real, I mean, besides the one guard that's awake and he's kind of just sitting there, looking like he'd talk if you wanted to. If not, he's just sitting there looking. And the other guard, he's one you talk to who's blocking off. There's another guard there, like they kind of do like the cross halberds thing. He's noticed you, but he like helping, but there's a couple people that are trying to get by. One of them you recognize is the storyteller from the bar himself, the guy who's like dressed up all colorfully, not Vistani colorfully, but elsewise. He's trying to get by, and the guard won't let him through, and he seems frustrated.
I think we should just go back to the church for tonight.
I think that as we look at Lex.
Well, it is. So, if he is going to make this armor, how long of a process would that take, Ron?
Well, he's not really making it; he's just adjusting it because he's basically turning it. He could probably have it done in a couple hours, maybe even less. If it seemed like Enos was going to hang out with him, assist him, and drink with him. I think that was his original plan. He'd probably get it done faster if he had the help, but unfortunately for him, he's not allowed to go to his stall.
I don't know.
Is this stall in the middle of the brawl?
His stall is here. It's close to it. You know that where the old people have their house. Like there's like a whole like what do they call them? I want to say flea market type atmosphere, but it's kind of like a farmer's market, but for everything there.
So there's no way we can avoid this current conflagration, go around it, and
I mean, you could always attempt to. You could certainly try.
so I suggest we just avoid the guards, grab the drunkard, and just go around it.
Go in between the houses or something.
Yeah, or just find some back street.
Yeah, because I don't know how big these main streets are. There's these streets, and then it seems like there's just
The streets,
Harass or-
the main street it's pretty wide. It's definitely wide enough for two carts going opposite directions to pass without issue. The side ones probably are big enough for a cart to go through the middle. And but I mean, it's not huge, but it's big enough, I guess. Not the first time I said that with the question mark inflection.
Yeah, so I guess we first off we need to stop the guy from walking off, because actually do we require his services? Could we just like take over his shop while he's out drinking?
Make your own armor.
Is anyone
Work ourselves?
proficient in smith tools?
Didn't we
No,
not say he
masonry
was?
for me.
Enos, were you?
No, stone cutting and masonry.
So yeah, first we have to stop the guy from walking off.
Yeah, I'll run up and stop him. Hey, you know this town like the back of your hand. There's got to be like an alleyway or in between some houses we can go avoid them.
I mean, we could, but I don't want to upset the guards. It's unfortunate. I would love to, little man, make you your armor tonight, but the guards are not letting us. Let us go drink.
Oh, what will they do if they find us? We can act like we're drunk and just, which maybe we will be in a little while. Then we'll wander back there.
Give me a persuasion check, and you know what? I'll let you have advantage because he likes you well enough.
You use the magic word, drunk.
Yeah. He's like, well, if we're gonna get drunk, I mean, we could probably sneak around, but we have to be real quiet. We don't want the guards. They got enough going on, but we could probably go around.
I'm not good at
And
being
get to the
quiet,
floor.
but maybe there's a. Hopefully, we got an area that's, maybe the scenic route.
Well, I mean, we're going to. Basically, he tells you the best way to go is to go around these houses here and kind of follow this path. I guess, kind of do one of these.
Yeah, that way maybe we find a different guard so the same one doesn't notice us and know that we're already here. We can play ignorant. Sometimes I'm not playing.
As he was saying that, you see Memnon take a breath, and then his face sours as he gets beat to the punchline.
He was super excited about that, but yeah. It's not a very good color for trying to do your path.
I think I see it.
It's in it.
I don't even see what you're drawing.
You see it now?
Oh yeah, there we go.
So basically, I just need everyone to give me a stealth check. Disadvantage if you got clanging armor on, and he's just going to roll a flat d20.
Are you serious?
I'm also gonna. Holy shit! I am going to take a wine skin or a water skin out of my pack when I'm walking around too.
Oh man! Wow. The fact that
Stealth,
Memnon.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. Lux tried her best. Do you have disadvantage, Lex?
Yeah, I'm wearing heavy armor.
That's the best. I dig this the most. You guys, the guard is here. You guys get about here, When he sees you, he's like, hey, I told you. You may not pass right now. Try tomorrow. Go home. Go to the inn.
Trying to go home.
Well, then go to the inn. You may not pass. And he basically sees you guys right away with those stealth rolls.
Oh, sorry about that. Just I'm not used to this place. Kind of wandering here. Where's the inn? Point me in the right direction.
And when you say that, Dargos is like, it's where you met me at. Let's go back. He's not very bright.
All right. I guess I'm heading back with him.
Man, that was fantastic stealth rolls. So yeah, basically the guard, he's got eyes on you now. He clanged. Somehow Kiri manages to clang as well, and she's not wearing metal. It was pretty bad.
I'm probably stomping my feet.
Yeah. You're like, I'll be real quiet. Stomp, 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 stomp. Super quiet.
Fine, I guess we will see how situation stands in the morning.
So you guys going, Dargos is definitely heading back to the inn. And he wants all of you to come with him and get drunk with him.
Well, I'll try, but it's kind of difficult.
Not if you drink enough of it, my friend.
All right, I guess we'll go drink. Hopefully this whole place don't burn the fuck down.
Is there anyone doing anything else before you guys get to the inn?
Not dying?
Well, I'm just asking. So you guys get to the inn, and there's quite a few drunk people there, but there's an open table. And you sit down, and Dargo starts just killing the drinks. He manages to get down a wolf steak as well. And you guys are there for about 2 to 3 hours when you hear a clanging, like a bell, coming from the town square. And everyone gets up and kind of is like, well, we have to see what this is about. The Burgermeister is demanding us come to the town square. And Dargos gets up. He's not super drunk yet, but everyone in the tavern gets up and they start heading to the town square. And if you guys follow him, you get outside, you see everyone is going to the town square. Even people are you see the father heading there as well.
I don't think this is a good idea, guys.
What could possibly go wrong here? What are we talking about?
They could probably be pissed at us. I don't know.
Oh, for lying to him about what was in that house?
I did not lie. They were staging a revolt.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember we talked about that already. Well, we gotta either. I hate to leave town, but I hate to get in those stocks as well.
And it's at this time when you see it starts to it starts to rain lightly, but there's torches and everything is lit up. This place is lit up as well. Everyone's carrying a torch. Some people are carrying 2 torches.
Sorry, Rum. I don't think we're leaving anyway, because they got this place locked down.
Give me, you know what, Memnon, give me a history check, we'll say.
No, this isn't going to go well.
It's pretty super low. You think leaving this town at night is probably the worst thing you could do?
I mean, we could just sneak back to the church.
I mean, that's absolutely a possibility. But, leaving the town is probably tantamount to suicide.
Yeah, I thought we'd just sneak back to the church, guys.
It is a sound idea. I mean, I would like to see what is happening in town, though.
I mean, I could try to hide somewhere and observe, but I think for the most part, everybody should head back.
Well, we are. Is it mandatory that we go to the town center?
Are you
Uh,
asking Dargos?
Yeah, if he's around, I'd ask him.
He thinks he's part of the clique, and he's been hanging out with you guys all night, so he's kind of waiting for you. He's like, yes, it's mandatory for when the town bell rings, we must go, no matter the time of day or night. Luckily, I am drunk. He normally groans on for hours about all of being well, but when he says that, he kind of stops and he kind of like thinks for himself for a second. He goes, "But everything is well. All is well." And he says it super loud, so if someone was overhearing, they would hear him say, "All is well."
Guess we're heading to the church, or unless we're going to the town square.
You go ahead, sir. We'll just order another beer for everybody, and then we'll meet up with you.
All right, but don't take too long. You want to get close to whatever they do. He always puts on some crazy show, and he starts heading towards the town square.
Okay, so do you guys want to go to the church or what?
I would like to see what exactly is happening.
And maybe we kind of be real inconspicuous, like. I think that's a word.
You're about as inconspicuous as a candle in a mine shaft.
Oh, thank you.
Memnon will just shake his head, and then he'll start stealthing towards the town square.
I will follow the rest of the group. If other members stealth or attempt to, I will too, but it won't go well.
I mean, I don't think the point is to stealth, right?
Memnon does not plan on getting caught if they're pissed off at us.
I just want to go there and then stay on the kind of the outskirts of the group, kind of being there, but listening to what's going on, kind of blending in a little bit.
All right. So you guys go to the town square, and you can see it's packed. Like everyone is here. You see Blinksy's there, and he has Piccolo on his shoulder. The old couple's there as well, and Dargos. He kind of sees you guys. Actually, you know what? Let's see if Dargos sees you guys. Dargos sees you guys with a 20, and he kind of just goes and stands next to you, and you see that up on the gallows is kind of a weird looking older gentleman. He's dressed real nice. He's kind of got like one of those resting bitch faces, and he looks like. Hold on, let's see something. All right, this should work. Let's see. Kind of looks like that, and you could just see the token, correct?
Correct in the name. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess you can see his character sheet as well, but whatever.
Why does he have character sheet?
I don't know. I guess everyone here has a character sheet, because I think some people play
That
this.
That just means the developers intended you to murder everyone here.
I mean, it's something you could do. And you see he's up on the gallows, and he's got next to him appears as a little bit younger woman, dressed as nice as him, and she's in the rain as well. He's actually in the rain, but she's holding an umbrella, and he's kind of speaking. He's like, he puts his hand out because everyone's kind of murmuring, and you see in the gallows there's a person who's got he's in the noose, and take a look at it, and it is Von Douchebag. And he's sitting there, his hands are behind his back, and he's he's doing his catatonic thing, but he can't lay down because he's got his neck in the noose. But he's kind of trying to struggle and fight it. And the man says, "Everyone, all is well. my ward, my man who's in charge of the guards, Ezek Strahd, has done this town a service. He has single-handedly, him and his guard have single-handedly routed a how would you say it? A plot to hurt myself and everyone here by this man," and he points towards the guy in the gallows. He is in league with the devil, and everyone kind of lets out a gasp. And he will pay for his crimes at disturbing the peace here. 10 of our guards lay dead, and 5 more may not see the morning, Ezek included. But they have destroyed 6 vampires. And once again, the crowd kind of gasps. They were in the midst here, plotting to destroy us all. But my townsfolk, I am here to protect you. I will not let any harm befall this town. And then he kind of goes over to he goes over to like the gallow, like that handle, and he puts his hand on it, and he says, "All is well." And he pulls the thing, and the bottom falls out, and he's just dangling there, hanging. And everyone's just kind of watching and quiet. And he kicks for about 40, 50 seconds, and then he just kind of stops kicking. And he goes, "Good."
So they didn't drop him hard enough to break his neck. They strangled him.
He wasn't very heavy. He was a very light man. He was very lithe. And he says, "Let this remind everyone here that what is his name? That's a good question. Baron, what is LinkedIn? I don't know names.
Baron Vargas Valakovich.
The Valakovich family is here to serve you and yours. But you must keep an eye on your neighbors, because the devil may be in league with them. If you see anything, tell us. We will investigate, and we will keep this town safe." And then he is like, and he kind of says one more thing. And if you need it, the town needs a new coffin maker. If you have any interest, contact. I don't know. He'd say, "Come to the mansion in the morning. All is well." And he kind of gets off the stage. His wife follows him, and they head back they're surrounded by about 8 guard. And the town's just kind of sitting there all in a panic and a tizzy about this plot to destroy them. And everyone kind of sits there. People start dispersing. You see a large group of them head towards the church.
Do I see
You know,
that? Go ahead.
the guards did surprisingly well. I'll be honest, I expected them all to get wiped out.
Yeah, I didn't know how well they'd fare either. Still lost a number of them.
Yes, but it is impressive.
Do I see that kid that stole the skeleton to begin with?
No, he's not around. Actually, you know what? Give me a perception check. You know what? He is walking back towards the church, and Father Petrovich has his hand on his shoulder and he's kind of walking him back towards the church.
I will catch up to him and ask if he would have interest of getting his own job instead of having to rely on the church.
He kind of looks at you and he looks up at the father. And he's like, "Yes, I have already thought of of applying to be the new coffin maker."
Wait, is this that kid?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. If it's that kid that we helped, then I hand him the bag of like, what was I said, 50 gold?
I think you was it 50 gold or was it seeds that you bought?
I did both.
Okay. Yeah, he looks confused and he looks in it and he looks at you kind of confused. He's like, "I do not understand why you are giving me this."
She's nice like that. Anyways, here, and I'll hand him one of the sets of carpenter's tools that I took from the shop. This should get you on your way.
And he kind of looks a little awestruck, like someone's actually really going out of their way to help him. And he seems pretty touched. And the father's like, "See, if you act properly and politely, good luck can come to you." And he's like, he kind of looks at you and he thanks you both as well. He goes, "I will put forth that he gets the job, and hopefully he will no longer have to resort to such tactics to help his family."
Not sure that's much of an upgrade.
Well, she stares at the father. You said that you weren't going to pay him for all the work you were going to do, so he'd be here almost every day for very little pay when he has a sister to support. So there's money for him to help support his sister and a way to keep supporting his sister.
The father kind of, she's like, "Well, if he is the town coffin maker, he won't be scrubbing the floors. I did not know this was going to happen, but it seems that things have worked out well as one could hope to expect here." And the kid kind of takes his bag and his tools and he looks through them. And
Except for the coffin maker.
well, I mean, he was in league with the devil. Yeah, if you look back, he's actually still hanging there.
Is he swinging like back and forth like a child on a swing?
No, he doesn't weigh a lot, so there's not. He kind of once he stopped kicking it a little bit back and forth, but now he's just kind of hanging there, and like there's a guard kind of like looking at him, and he's probably giving him a couple more minutes before he takes him down. And the kid actually, he kind of says something to the father, and he actually doesn't go to the church. He kind of like goes towards another house. But there's a lot of people heading to the church tonight. However, Dargos is heading back towards the inn.
Do we want to well, I suppose he should get to work in the morning rather. I just think he wasted a lot of time.
I mean, if you guys want to if you want to stop him or whatever, you can. But if no one says anything, he's going to go finish getting his drink on. He's never had a chance to get super hammered twice in one night.
Well, we can make it 3 times.
Yeah, we. It seems like that's resolved. Maybe. I actually don't have the. Oh no, I didn't use my my points because I thought they were all beyond help. So yeah, I could sober him up again. And this time I would talk to him first though, and explain, hey, that's over. We could go back to the original plan. And if he's super drunk, hey, you get to get drunk a 3rd time.
He's not hammered as bad as he was the first time you saw him, but he's getting there. I mean, he wouldn't. he should not definitely drive home.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me a persuasion at advantage. He's drunk. He likes you. You guys are giving him a lot of money.
I want him to handle our armor competently.
You know,
well.
I mean, it makes perfect sense why you would want this. Just give me a persuasion at advantage, because he's like, well, I guess you would agree. Well, I mean, it's raining lightly. It won't affect the forge, and you can make me not drunk so I can get drunk after.
Oh yeah, no problem.
He goes, well, it is very loud work for some of it. It's just, he's like, and he's kind of planning it out in his head. He's like, yes, very well. Let's just go do the armor.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
For you, and it's probably around like 9 o'clock at night now. It's like, for your armor, it's probably going to take an hour or two. And Lex, at this point in time, have you said that you wanted to buy scale as well? He's like, for her, it won't take long. I just got to adjust the straps. It'll probably take half hour, 45 minutes to make sure everything's just
Split, not scale.
Yeah. Whatever you want. He says he has it, but he just has to, basically make sure it fits you properly. For you, it's just the adjusting everything. For him, he's got to actually take bits off and remold things. It's like probably, he says, about 3 hours for everything.
And I can't imagine fucking even buying a plate mail in this campaign.
I mean, yeah, that would be something.
It would be like fucking 3,000 or 4,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I'm gonna have to take that off somebody's corpse if I ever gonna get it.
You know who was wearing plate mail? That revenant you guys ran into.
We'll be
I
back
think
at the
we better
hag's
take
house. If his corpse is outside that, or inside it. There we go.
I think he's more valuable as a contact in the information we got than a plate mail source.
But yeah, if you want to sober him up again, he will go and he'll take the bloody armor, and he takes
Done.
off like the bottom half first, and gets it all adjusted on you, and he has to do a little heating and bending, but he wants to do that first before it gets too late. And about 3 hours later, he's gotten about half drunk because he's been drinking the entire time, and he's telling stories. Oh, when I was a boy, my father taught me to do this, and he's just bullshitting. He's having a good time. He's making a lot of money. He's made new friends, and he's getting drunk, hammered 3 times in one night. And he got to watch a hanging. He's in a pretty good mood. And about 3 hours later, he gets everything done for Enos's, and then he goes to Lex, and he has you put the armor on first, and it's super loose. It's probably made for like a broad man, and I think you're a little bit lither. And you
Doesn't
got
look like it's to scale.
She's got. Actually, I think she's fairly brawny.
okay.
She's just not very coordinated. That's all.
Yeah, and he kind of
Which might explain why I've been fucking missing. Actually, you know what? So yeah, she's pretty. What's that terminology called? She's got like high, what's it called? Like high twitch muscle and no endurance.
high twitch muscle fiber or something.
Yeah, it's just all fucking burst muscle and like no cardio.
And he kind of like when you're doing it, you're telling him about it, and he takes off little small pieces by the shoulder and elbow that give you better movement, better coordination. It doesn't really affect the armor overall. It's more there for like shield and sword people where you could like block with it if need be. But for someone who fights like you do, it's better to have the movement, and he makes sure that they're well oiled. It's like, well, maybe this will help when you attack.
It's funny. I'm the fighter, but I've probably got the lowest amount of hit points in the entire group.
Yeah, he gets 3 hours to go by. It's probably 3.5 it takes him because he's been drinking. And you do notice, though, once again that actually it's 10. Let me see something. I need to see something. That that cart that you saw before that was shaking last when you first came here, it's kind of doing that again.
Huh.
Is anyone around?
No. Dargus said, "Oh yeah, I've seen that. It does that. The owner told me not to worry about it, and he made a good case. I don't remember what the case was now, but it was pretty good at the time. So I just don't dick with it."
Mind if I look? I won't open it or let it out. I just want to look.
It's like, it's not my cart. I don't care what you do with it, but I wouldn't. He said not to mess with it.
I wouldn't do that shit if I were you.
I will look for a crack.
All right, let me see something real quick.
Chris Rock joke. I wouldn't do that shit if I were you.
Yeah. I mean, you do you, homie, but the car's moving. Hold on, let me find it.
I think his joke was that like wherever you go, there's always that one black guy, that one like old black guy. Everyone else is just like standing around, and he's just like, I wouldn't do that shit if I were you.
Yeah, there's actually you see the cart itself. You hear there's scraping of metal or something inside, and give me a perception when you're seeing this.
I rolled a 24.
I did not see that. Fantastic. Let's see. The wagon suddenly lurches as though something big has thrown itself against the inside wall. You hear a crackling of wood, the scraping of metal, and the snarl of something inhuman. Upon closer inspection, you see that the sides of the wagon are splattered with dry blood. You also see an inscription on the wagon's door frame that reads, "I bring you from shadow into light." And you see on the door there's a big old lock.
Who owns this wagon?
On the wagon, it's this is what it looks like. I don't know if I've showed it to you, but this is what it looks like. And it says, Rotavio's Carnival of Wonders.
Wait, don't we know Rictavio?
You met him once or twice. He's the one who told you about the Ogre Gauntlet strength. Ogre strength. He's the guy. He's the guy at the inn who. Last time you saw him, he was trying to get through this thing as well, like through the guard thing.
Maybe we should go ask him what this is.
I'm completely ignoring him or her, and I'm still looking for a way to see inside.
This thing is sealed up like a turtle's butthole.
Even on top?
You see, yeah, it's like it's oh man, you know what? It's a 24 perception. Are you kind of like looking around the whole cart? Yeah, you said you are. You you don't see anything, but like when you're by the front of the cart, You see underneath, like where the wagon or someone sits, there's actually a hidden compartment.
I will check it for traps.
All right, give me perception. I mean, this compartment totally seems fine. It doesn't seem like it's trapped at all.
I will try to open it.
Yeah, you open it, there's no problem. And here is what you find in this compartment. a unlocked wooden coffer containing 50 electrum and 6 gemstones, each worth about 100 gold. Once I'm done, I'll link everything. There is, and each coin, like each of the 50 electrum, have Strahd's profile on it. There's a small prayer book worth about 50 gold with a green leather cover and indecipherable notes in the margins. A healer's kit, 3 wooden holy symbols inlaid with silver and in the shape of a sunburst. They're worth about 50 gold each. A silvered short sword, a hand crossbow inlaid with mother of pearl, worth about 250 gold. A bundle of 20 silvered crossbow bolts. A worn leather case with golden buckles containing 3 sharpened wooden stakes, a sack of garlic, a jar of salt, a box of holy wafers, 6 vials of holy water, a polished silver mirror, and a bone scroll tube with a silver stopper. Are you trying to take it all and not show anyone?
Yeah, actually, I'll leave him one holy symbol.
Are you trying to not show the rest of your party as well?
Yeah, I'm not trying to let anybody see that I'm taking this stuff.
All right. Well, I guess Lex, you were there as well, looking like at with him, correct? He's AFK. Enos, were you following him as well, or were you with Dargos with drinking and doing blacksmithing?
I think I would have stayed with him unless the majority of my group had left.
Well,
Kinda
I don't know.
keeping him company to make sure he's not getting so drunk he can't function anymore.
Yeah. All right. So we'll say you're there, Kiri. I don't know if you went with him, probably because you guys are tied at the hip.
Yeah.
And I think Lex was there. So, Kiri, you can give me a perception, and Lex can give me one as well against the 19. So, Kiri saw you. And you know what? We'll just see if Dargo sees you. Yeah, no. You know, I'll give him disadvantage because he's drunk, so it's probably less than that. But when Kev gets back, he can make a perception. But Kira, you see him take like a whole bunch of shit and he puts it in his backpack real quick, like.
I smirk.
And you know what? Just because, I'm going to lock the compartment after myself.
Okay, it wasn't locked when you were there. It doesn't really. The big lock is not on the compartment. The big lock is on the back door.
I know. Well, does it have a lock on it, or is it like a padlock type?
It's more of a hidden thing. Like it's kind of under a couple things.
Okay. I was just going to be funny, like, well, I didn't lock this. What the heck? My stuff's gone.
Kev, give me a perception.
Actually,
I got sand in my eyes. Hang on, guys.
I'm going to leave him a bottle of fine wine in the place of all of that.
Yeah. So basically, you're kind of looking at the back, like the back of this cart while it's shaking, and Memnon's going around, and he just takes a whole bunch of shit that you're completely unaware.
Yep.
Enos is busy dicking with the drunk blacksmith. He's just having a blast, and Kiri noticed the shit.
That's an unfortunate set of words.
But yeah, and the entire time the cart's still shaking.
He's dicking with a drunk blacksmith, huh?
I mean, why not?
He's taking his inseam.
Guys, okay in there? You've been at that for an hour.
I'm doing great.
But yeah, if there's no any other way of actually seeing inside, I'm not going to try to open it or anything. But I'll definitely be asking the guy about it the next time we see him.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Yeah. So, you guys finish your blacksmithing shenanigans. Double ones. That's so crazy. I don't want to click the screen because I want those red dice to stay there.
Hmm.
And so what do you guys do after that? You guys finish you get your armor done. You can upgrade your AC if you haven't already.
I got it. I would thank our new friend. He seems to be one of the most friendly people in town. And I I would say, well, we're gonna need to retire. It's pretty late. I'm sure you're tired too.
I'm tired, but there's more wine to be drunk. I mean, I am drunk, but I will drink the more. I need this kind of rambling. I mean, and
Yeah.
like you saw him do his work, and even when he started getting drunk, like the more drunk he got. I mean, you've seen this in dwarfs before, especially blacksmiths. The more drunk they got, the more deft his work became. He seemed to be better when drunk.
Huh. Ready for a nap.
So you guys want to go back to the inn?
Yeah,
I
probably
assume
best.
that was what's happening.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. So you go back to the inn, and there's plenty of people there. Dargos goes back to his seat. He like, give me one moment. And he goes over to another table. And he starts talking and drinking. Mordecai, the wife, she's behind the bar. She smiles as you guys come back in, and she's like, Are you guys okay? That if that was your first hanging, that could be a little bit intense. Here, try some of this." And she just hands over wine. "This is on the house. You've been so helpful."
Yes, that was an interesting experience.
I could not believe that he was in league with the devil. That is very disconcerting.
Oh, I could believe it. Never mind. Yeah, and I'll sit the drink.
And she also says that that her father-in-law has seen it that for whenever you guys are in town, you can stay at the inn for free.
Yes, that is very generous.
She isn't happy about it, but and neither is her husband. But he said if it wasn't for them, there it wasn't for you guys, there wouldn't be anyone. So that they grant you this kindness.
What's the normal rate per night?
Oh man, give me a sec.
If I remember, it was like reasonable compared to everything
Yeah,
else.
a couple silver. Bed per night is one electrum piece, so 5 copper a night.
I'll tip him a gold.
She's like, "Are you sure? You don't have to."
It is okay.
way overpaid.
Yeah. And she says thank you, and she looks around and she kind of puts it in her cleavage. She kind of made sure there was like her husband or her father-in-law weren't looking, and she's like, "This is for me."
I'll just give her a wink and say, it's always better to not bite the hand that feeds you. And then I'll walk off.
She's like, "Finally, somebody with some sense."
And he'll just go to his room.
And so is Lex upstairs decorating her new armor? It's decorating her.
I mean, I'm not sure where we have this conversation, but I do ask the others. I do bother to ask the others at some point what we plan on doing next.
We're gonna share a room, and Lex like last time.
I have no objections to that.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of like has his holy socks he's wearing again, and he says we got a lot of riddles to figure out. We made that one friend of the Wizard of Wine, but there's still others we need to get on board.
We have figured out two, have we not?
Oh yeah, what was that, the werewolf one?
We have figured out what I think to be the druid. Druid and raven.
Well, we start there. I think we gotta put our heads together. I'm not real good at this stuff, but gotta figure out what the next spot is there. Is there anything we haven't investigated? I don't know if we're strong enough to go after those hags just yet, even though I want to.
I suggest we look into this garden dusted with snow, watched by a scarecrow. Were we also not told about some monastery or some order or something that was near here, just in the northwest?
Hold on. Let me open my map. To the northwest, is the city of Krizik, I believe. Here, I'll just do you this. There was, what was in Krizik? You guys are here.
Yeah, we were told about. We were told about this thing. How do I do?
Yeah, that's another town. That is the village of Krizik, and I think there was the Abbey of St. Markovia.
Yeah, that was what we were told about. Look, if we are going to be looking for snow, we have.
And you were also told about Arkenboss Holt.
Okay. Yeah.
That is here, Arkenboss Holt, where there is the Order of the Silver Dragon and the guy the Revenant wanted you to try to convince them to do something instead of just doing nothing. But he said the guy in charge is kind of a hardhead.
Not that far away either.
So I suggest that we should set that as our next objective.
Get no argument from me.
Memnon? Carrie?
Yeah, should be fine.
Yeah.
Another thing you could possibly do, which you probably wouldn't have much luck, but you never know, is you could look see if there's any truth to the maid surviving the fall. Actually, what you would hear down in this actually makes perfect sense. When you guys were down at the bottom the first time, like before you left and watched the hanging. Sorry about that. Had a cat jump on me. You heard that one of the guys said last week he saw a man on the other side of the island who was shooting lightning into the lake.
On the other side of the island?
On the other side of Lake Zarovich. You guys are here. He said he was out there pointlessly checking his crab traps. He says he hasn't caught anything in like a month, but he said somewhere over here he saw a man in a robe that was shooting lightning into the lake.
That's where I saw that ginormous elk. Maybe that wizard survived.
Do you want to open that scroll tube, by the way?
Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't bother checking it for traps. It's just a scroll tube.
There are 2 scrolls in there, but I don't know if you have any Arcana at all.
No.
You just know that there's 2 sort of magical scrolls in there.
I would keep the scroll case, and I would pull the scrolls out of them. Lex uses magic, right?
You've seen her use it recently.
I can, yes.
Actually, first I would, just because I know Carrie's magical, I would have her look at them. But Meta, I know she probably won't be able to use them, so...
You know what? Kira, give me an Arcana check. I mean, you're more of a divine, and these seem more arcane. 17, let me see. We'll say you recognize one of them. I just need to know what level they are.
Level 9.
Just 1 second. I gotta go to the actual book. Man, I don't even see these spells in the book.
What are they?
I will say, Kiri, you recognize one of them. It's a protection from undead.
Ooh.
That seems like it's fucking useful in this campaign.
I have a feeling that I inadvertently killed this guy by stealing all of his protection. Hopefully he isn't supposed to be an ally later.
I don't even see that in the book.
I'd imagine it's like protection from good and evil, only this is specific to undead.
Yeah. Hey, there's another one you don't recognize here. We'll say undead. As a druid, you know of them, but they're not really your bag. So there's a protection from undead in there, but you don't know what the other one is.
Okay.
So at that, I would head over to whichever room Lex is staying in and knock on the
They're
door.
they're literally across the hall from you.
Yeah, I just knock on the door and kind of like lean on the door frame, like the horrible, cheesy, relaxed flirting thing.
Yeah. And Enos, you open the door with your holy socks, I assume?
Yes. And he's his armor's off, and he's just wearing like his undergarments.
Yeah. When's the last time they've been cleaned?
He's not like a filthy, except for the socks, which are pretty rank. I would say the last time we stayed in the inn, he would have like tried to wash them somehow.
Yeah. The woman who runs the place, that they offer laundered clothes as well. That's why she really wanted to get you a new pair of socks.
Yeah, not those. Those are his holy and lucky socks.
So yeah, you open the door and there's Memnon looking all relaxed and like, "How you doing, boo?" And then he looks down and he sees you. And you're like, look up at him, and you're in basically your underwears.
It's like expecting to find your date behind the door, and then her dad shows up. So, where's Lex at?
Something I can help you with?
Quite the opposite, actually. And I'll just hold up the two rolled scrolls.
Ooh. She makes the gimme gesture.
So I take it I'm invited in.
Yeah.
Walk over and hand them to you.
So what is it? Or should I roll Arcana?
Yeah, roll Arcana.
I know Lex can never. Oh wow.
Yeah, I was going to secretly give you advantage because it's more of your thing, but I don't really have to. I mean, you're good to go. You recognize the one where he tells you that Kiri, who I don't know if she came with him or not, wants protection from undead. The other one is a protection from fiends.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I will share such with the others, and I'll say, these two scrolls, they seem very specific and very useful. Where did you get them?
Oh, they were just laying around.
Insight check.
Do insight versus deception. I mean, you should be good. Well, I think a 12 would be hard to beat, but meet or beat. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't seem right, but I mean, they couldn't obviously be laying around, but you don't know where.
She narrows her. You see her eyes narrow slightly, but then you see her glance over towards Enos, and then she kind of just gives like a right shoulder shrug and hands it back and says, "Keep a hold of those. Those may be useful."
Well, I can't use them. That's why I brought him here. I figured you could.
Well, thank you. I don't think these are arcane spells.
I think there are more clericy ones.
Yeah, they're like
You're
cleric
divine
spells.
soul, so that's kind of your bag.
Yeah. So yeah, if Carrie can't use them, then yeah. So cleric, paladins, warlocks, and wizards. It's literally it's similar to like the protection from evil and good spell, but it's like targeted towards one specific creature.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'll take them.
Okay, well, that's all I needed. And then he'll glance back at Enos and then quickly walk out.
Yes, it's best just not to look down.
Well, he's pretty short, so.
I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, I figured I'd Google it later.
Oh, okay, here we go. It's called Scroll of Protection. It's in the DMG.
Oh, okay.
Using an action to read the scroll encloses you in an invisible barrier that extends from you to form a 5-foot radius, 10-foot high cylinder. For 5 minutes, this barrier prevents creatures of the specified type from entering or affecting anything within the cylinder. The cylinder moves with you and remains centered on you. However, if you move in such a way that a creature of the specified type would be inside the cylinder, the effect ends. A creature can overcome the barrier by using an action to make a DC 15 charisma check. On its success, the creature ceases to be affected by the barrier.
So at least you're basically he's got to use his action for one turn.
Yeah.
Actually, if since they would have been a cleric, and Carrie would have said that, I probably would have just given you the fiend one.
Okay.
I thought they were arcane.
So did I, or I would have fixed that. But yeah, so one for each of you. That's not bad.
I don't think it specifies which type this is. This is like a magic item. It's like a consumable. I don't even think there's a check involved. You just use it.
Yeah, if it's on your class list, you should be able to use it. Otherwise, you have to.
Oh no, it's not a classless thing. It's a magical item. It's like a potion of healing.
Oh heck, there isn't even any use magic device anymore.
It's a rare consumable. Woohoo!
And this is
There you
why
go.
I love rogues.
It's actually pretty good for me because I've got a reach weapon, so I could just sit inside the tube and attack outwards.
All right. So anything else going on?
Uh, apart from transferring her old, her accoutrements from her that she took off her old armor to her new armor, I think that's all she's doing for tonight.
Carrie, you up to any shenanigans?
No, Carrie's being good.
And I'm assuming Fireforge is just kind of doing his thing.
Yes. Fire. So this is
So before we head off, did we agree which place we're going to for tomorrow? The Argent Court or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I hadn't thought we did, but I mean, I would be good with either of these things. I think the lake, like just looking at this map here, we don't have a lot of means of kind of getting across it. We would have to go right through these woods.
Didn't the
Marshes.
kidnapper man have a boat?
Yeah, the one man did have a boat that last you saw was just left there kind of by the waterfront.
We could go find the boat and just use it to cross the lake. That is if, of course, we want to look for this wizard. They say by all accounts that he's mental. Do we really want to go and say hi? What if he mistakes us for, like, zombies or vampires?
Then I hold up one of these, and I hold up the holy symbol.
And Enos would
You know that doesn't do anything, right?
Well, of course it does. I tested it out myself.
He seems to know what he's talking about.
Enos says horror will protect us.
And you must have gotten lucky.
We as long as we can get over, we have things to show that we're of no harm to this person. we try our best. I mean, we need all the help we can get. So it's either going to be something we try out now or later.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call a little bit early because I'm still not feeling so hot. And you guys have the week to talk about it in chat. And I really suggest that you at least, though, if they're what you want to do, you can look for this Mage of Mount Barak or whatever the mount's called, or go to Arkham Vostels, or possibly go to Krizik.
Cool.
It is up to you guys. And just throw it up in the Discord chat.
All right.
Undervote here, so you know. Whatever you guys want to do, we will do. Whatever the majority, or you guys, you had a week to discuss it.
Cool. Sounds good.
And I will see one of you tomorrow, two of you Wednesday, and the rest of you next week.
All right.
Yep. Get to feeling
Hope you
better.
feel better.
You did notice that when you came in, that the owner of the cart was actually gone. I mean, he's there most of the time, but he's not always there. And when you guys came back, he was gone.